Episode 2.
That's the Pokemon Go music, which is stuck in my head.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. Welcome to episode 2 of the Liquidity event. I'm AJ Ayers.
Shane Mason.
We are the co-founders of BKFI, aka Brooklyn FI. Got some new merch we're pretty excited about.
When I turn this hat around, I become a machine.
Yep. Yeah, that's what the algorithm has told us to wear mine forwards and yours backwards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Always listen to the algos.
Yeah, what's up?
Our new gods.
How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm a little tired.
Why are you tired?
I drove back from Rhode Island last night.
Okay. What was in Rhode Island?
I can't put myself to sleep because I'm a child.
Yeah. How old are you?
I'm
Oh, okay.
30.
You don't have to disclose your age on this podcast.
34.
Okay.
I'll be 35 soon.
Not that soon.
It feels soon.
Who's the most famous person that you share a birthday with? Actually, don't answer that. I know the answer to that for you.
No, Hitler's the day after
okay,
my
okay.
birthday. Yeah, Hitler's on 420, which...
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a April 19th. I don't know. I don't remember. And my social is 54222.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. Yeah. It's heating up in Brooklyn. This is the time of the year. This is one of the times of the year where I want to get out of New York City because it's just so miserable because it's so humid and hot. The other time is like around February 12th when like winter has been slogging away for like 8 weeks and you know that you have at least another month and a half. So.
Let me tell you that it's just as terrible outside of New York City.
Okay, good. Good to know.
Rhode Island was.
So I should
was
go.
Ms.
So I should. I mean, I'd love
You
to be
should
like
go to Antarctica.
I'd love to be like cryogenically frozen for like August and February of every
Right.
year.
You don't
Just
like to sweat.
Don't like to sweat.
Too bougie.
I just don't like to sweat. It's not bougie. It's just uncomfortable.
It's inhumane.
Anyways,
Go to Iceland, bro. You love it.
yeah, we'll go to Iceland. What happened in the world of finance this week? Or really the past 30 years. This is our first episode, so we can talk about anything we want.
Oh, we're going back to 1991?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk highlights from 91 to 21.
Big highlights.
I'll give you, what are your
91.
2 highlights financially from 91 to 21?
I would say, biggest headline is probably the '08 crash.
Oh, you're going to be serious about it?
Yeah.
You're being literal? Okay.
Well, I was going to do the first one. The second one was going to be a joke.
Oh, okay. What's your
The second
serious...
highlight, my serious one, is when I got my first paycheck from my first real full-time salaried job right after graduating college.
When you learned what taxes
When
are?
I learned what taxes are. And I was like, what the actual fuck is this? It was like, I had calculated that I
2
was
episodes to the F word.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No,
folks.
that's fine. I was going to break it. I was going to start
okay.
with the F word,
You know.
but I balked.
Look, if you're a listener and you don't
Rated
like
R
swearing,
podcast.
Sorry. We will do our best to keep it, mostly clean, but we are who we are.
That's the point.
To the point. What are your 2 financial highlights of the past 30 years?
You put me on the spot. Wasn't prepared for this one. Interesting. Okay, I got one for you. Bill Clinton running a surplus highlight. Last
big
time.
highlight.
Yeah, big highlight. Personal.
More than one surplus in many ways.
Wow. Okay. And then, Jesus. And then the other highlight, negative one was when I totaled a truck without insurance.
Yeah. How many days after you bought it?
About 45 days after I bought it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was-
So hot tip.
It's like the 3rd time I drove it.
That's a huge bummer. I've heard
Yeah.
that story many times. I've heard you tell that cautionary tale.
It's a traumatic story.
Yeah. Insurance can feel expensive and unnecessary, but that's kind of the point, right? We hope it's unnecessary. So
Life comes at you fast when you're 27.
get car insurance, get health insurance. A lot of our clients are like, "Ooh, I'm switching jobs."
Is that an official tip from Brooklyn?
It's an official tip. I feel, we're not supposed to give you financial advice or tax advice, but that's like life advice, folks.
Get car insurance.
Get car and health insurance.
We're starting off with the low-hanging fruit here, episode 2.
Insurance.
We'll get to HSAs later. For now, we're going to say get car
Love insurance.
Save more than you spend.
Oh, that's a good one. Invest wisely.
Yeah, we're going to be competing for all the low-hanging nuggets.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I am. So far the score is 1-0.
Fuck.
Yeah. All right. So in all of like what is the greatest financial news of the past 30 years, I'm going to argue that the number 3 one actually came to light recently. It was this story that ProPublica published about Peter Thiel.
What an excellent segue into our...
Yeah, I mean, seriously, like this story, honestly...
This one did start in 2001.
I don't recall. Yeah, it's been a while, right? So Peter Thiel...
was PayPal.
One of the founders of PayPal.
Yeah.
So the story is Peter Thiel, early in the days of PayPal, takes his founder's shares and uses money that is in his Roth IRA, which, remember, is a tax-sheltered retirement savings account, uses those dollars in the Roth to buy his founder shares in PayPal. You know, seems perfectly reasonable at a very, very low price, you know, cents on the dollar, right? Under $1. Those shares, obviously, given PayPal's, you know, dominance in the world of sending money to people all over the world, those shares have increased quite a bit in value. And now Peter Thiel has a more than $5 billion Roth IRA, which represents, I guess we could call it ingenuity and genius, but I would say abuse of a system that was designed to help Americans save for retirement.
Right. So you're talking about the ProPublica article, which is supposedly one of many that they're going to be dropping.
Yep.
Supreme style. They're going to drop some hot, hijacked tax data on our nation's billionaires, our nation's job creators, and the abuses that they've enjoyed over the past 20, 30 years in order to lower their income tax rate, their effective rates. There's already been a few that have dropped, including this one about the Lord of the Roths, which is such a cool title.
I mean, honestly, you know, we've got Peter Thiel, who loves Lord of the Rings. You know, he started a company called Palantir, which is named after a Lord of the Rings, I don't know, object, plot line, whatever you want to call it. The Palantir, the 7 lost seeing stones that... Oh, I'm going to show my lack of Lord of the Rings lore here, but their seeing stones are all connected.
No, that's right. Yeah.
Right, but when are they from? Are they wizards or men or elves? I can't remember.
I think there was like 9 of them, and the wizards had them from the
so
Silmarillion days.
Right.
And then they lost a few of them.
There's 7. 9 rings gifted to the race of men.
I don't remember exactly how many Palantirs there are.
I think there's 7. We'll fact check that one.
All right, next episode we'll let you guys know.
Anyway, Peter Thiel, whatever you think of him, he's created these like incredible revolutions in the way that we pay each other, the way we operate, the way the internet works, the way software works. But some of his politics not necessarily in line with what I think personally. But love him for his Lord of the Rings nerddom and fandom.
Right. So why do we care? Right, because
we care because we love Roth IRAs, right?
What?
Like this is such a huge story because it violates like one of these like tenets of like the good American worker who works really hard. They save money in this tax-free account, and then they get to retire and withdraw money from it tax-free. Like it's a great account. Most Americans do not have the opportunity to get in at the the first couple years of a tech company that's going to increase in value exponentially. So it's just I believe it's an abuse of the system.
So it's a wealth inequality issue.
Complete wealth inequality.
Wealth inequality because the people that have been able to benefit from our system don't want to contribute to the system, right? He's got $5 billion that he was able to use via congressional shielding of taxable income, and he'll never pay taxes on that $5 billion because it's in a Roth IRA.
Exactly.
Right? So he'll never contribute. I mean, Peter Thiel is very explicit about how he does not want to pay any taxes ever. He doesn't believe in government. He's building what are they called? The islands off the coast of California. He wants to build the seasteads, right? He wants to create an island nation with this money. Maybe not specifically with this money. He's got a lot more than just this. This was just a bomb being added to his giant publicly known net worth. And yeah, he plans on building an island nation where there are no laws because he's a libertarian.
Oh.
So he's never going to contribute.
Wait, that already exists. What's that island off the coast of, there's like a sovereign nation? What is it?
Off the coast of England?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of a joke though. There's like 6 people that live there.
Yeah.
And you can like buy pieces of it because they have no import export.
What's that called?
You can buy like a square inch of it. Sealand.
Sealand. Yeah, Sealand.
Oh, I know about Sealand.
I love Sealand.
The Sealand Nation?
Yeah, Nation of Sealand.
Yeah, it was
Principality of Sealand is an unrecognized micronation that claims H.M. Fort
Her
Ruffs
Majesty's Fort Ruffs.
as an offshore platform in the North Sea, approximately 12 kilometers off the coast of Suffolk, as its territory. Yeah, so it's like this old oil platform in the middle of the sea that has a helipad that some dudes live in.
Yeah, I mean, the future of
Segue.
libertarians is the future of libertarians is hundreds or maybe thousands of island platforms where there are no laws and it's just them. Like good for them.
Yeah, enjoy.
Enjoy. As long as they don't get weapons.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it didn't start off with $1 billion. Like it evolved. Like this got started. Peter's Roth IRA.
Oh, Peter, we're on a first name basis now.
Yeah, Peter and I are tight.
Petey.
Mr. Thiel. Mr. Thiel. Mr. T. Mr. T. I think PayPal was 99. Him and Elon got together in 99, and I guess they rolled a few shares into this Roth IRA. So why is this a scam? Why does this feel like a scam? Because typically within a Roth IRA, you can't buy private stocks, especially founder shares, unless it's a very special type of IRA. And he made a big gamble by taking a look at the rules with his advisors such as us, and they realized that they could buy these shares, and if things popped off, so to speak, that he would have a large stake in a company that was never going to be taxable again. And he did it, I think, like 5 times. I think he rolled Facebook shares in here as well. It's not just PayPal shares. He's made a lot of investments, and it got really stung during 2008. One of the cool things about all this ProPublica stuff is that they tracked all the tax returns for like 20 or 30 years. Like whoever is doing this research really knows their tax stuff, because if you read the article, it shows the fluctuating value of the Roth IRA, which is disclosed on tax returns over the years. So it's really fun to like get a narrative out of tax data.
Yeah.
And people that do that, like shout out to the journalists that know what they're doing there. Maybe second career.
Yeah, I mean, I saw at the end of the article, there's like this contact us form. It's like, hey, are you a tax expert? Like,
really?
We need tax experts. So
Ooh.
I submitted your name already.
Hit
Don't
pause.
worry.
Oh yeah, I just get carried out of the room in a bag.
Yeah.
What happened here?
Yeah. The many ways. It's like the different ways to kill a cat in screenwriting. Like different ways to kill Shane so I can own our business completely.
I don't get the first reference. Just makes me concerned about the second one. Speaking of scams.
Oh, scams.
Wait, this is a scam, right?
This is a scam. This is a great scam.
This is a good
scam.
So
like
if you're Joaquin Phoenix in The Gladiator and you're thumbs up, thumbs downing this scam, you're thumbs upping this scam.
Thumbs upping this scam.
Yikes.
Do you think regular people should do this?
No. Are you recommending this to any of our clients?
No, I'm not recommending it. Actually, quite a few of our clients have brought this idea to us before. Actually, even before this story dropped, and the first time I heard about it was from a client, and I was like, let me do some research, and then forgot about it. And then this story dropped like a week later, and full disclosure, enlightened me to this strategy. No, I don't think it's a good idea. I think, when we talk to our clients about like how much risk can you take on, if you're Peter Thiel and you've got, $100 billion portfolio elsewhere, and, your Roth IRA makes up a tiny percentage of that, sure, take a gamble. Why not? But for a lot of our clients, the Roth IRA is like one of the cornerstones of their financial independence plan, this like tax-free bucket. So to me, it's too risky to take, to have that account potentially be worth nothing, because most companies fail, right? Most companies don't become the next PayPal, right? Most companies go to zero.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest hangups for me on this is that you can only put $6,000 into an IRA per year.
Which is why it feels so unfair, right?
Right. So back in 99, it was probably like $1,500 or whatever, because they index it for inflation. So how does $1,500 become $5 billion? I think the thing that messes me up is that I'm pretty sure that the company, they were going to put the money, they already were going to raise venture capital funding, which was going to increase the value of PayPal. So they got to buy, they put $1,500 into an IRA and bought some shares that were inaccurately low priced.
Right.
And then they immediately take VC money, and now it's worth tons of money within the IRA. It's like,
right. You know, by a lot of definitions, what he did was,
where's the IRS?
Perfectly legal. But yeah, there's this gotcha clause in this rule that is like, if you buy undervalued stock, it's disallowed, and it, you know, blows up the whole IRA, meaning he would have to take all of that money out immediately
With
and pay
penalties.
taxes, penalties, huge, massive tax bill. He'd be pretty upset about that. Yeah, I just looked it up. In 1999, the Roth IRA contribution limit was $2,000.
Right.
So how does $2,000 become $5 billion in, you know, 22 years?
Lord of the Rings.
Magic. Yeah.
Yeah. Elvish.
Elvish wisdom.
I was there. The beginning. 99.
I was there 7,500 years ago. How old are you, Elrond? You look great. Love to know Elrond's skincare routine. All right. Anyway, that's a good scam.
Are you segueing Lord of the Rings into Sephora?
No, I'm not.
Okay. All right. Just making sure.
I hear you talk about Sephora more than I talk about Sephora.
It's very well air conditioned in there.
It is. Yeah. Yeah. You know,
Charlie pooped in a Sephora one time.
For those of you who don't know, Charlie is Shane's 2.5-year-old Australian Shepherd.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of scams,
He was comfortable.
yeah, great. So that, yeah, the Roth IRA, the low basis stock in a Roth IRA is a good scam. A bad scam is insider trading, right? There's this article in the Register about a Amazon executive's spouse.
This is a thumbs down scam.
Yeah, this is a bad scam, who, you know, did textbook insider trading, had access to Amazon's confidential financial reports via his wife, and was buying and selling Amazon stock, which you are absolutely not allowed to do. You know, the SEC has created, along with Congress, has created these, you know, insider trading laws to even the playing field, right? It's not fair for an Amazon executive who knows what the 5-year financials are of the company to buy and sell stock based on information that the rest of the, you know, public market doesn't know. So, you know, like insider trading is, I don't know, I feel like it's had a lascivious history throughout. Like Martha Stewart went to jail for insider trading. I'd love to do a whole episode on that because she's one of my personal heroes.
We could do a deep dive into that at some point. I feel like insider traders get busted all the time.
All the time.
Unlike IRS, like tax cheats. Like when do you hear about, like Wesley Snipes is the big one on tax cheat land.
Right. It's really hard to go to jail for not paying your taxes. It's very easy to get sentenced to jail. You know, it's white collar crime. Usually I think this guy got sentenced for, you know, 2 years. We'll see if he actually serves time. But people go to jail all the time for insider trading.
Like why is it so much? Why are there so much more resources but behind catching insider? I mean, don't get me wrong, I love it. There should not be insider trading, and I'm sure it's happening every moment of every day.
I think there's just great protections in place. Like, it's just, people don't realize, you know, when you open a brokerage account, like, you're giving your social security number, right? Like, this stuff is tracked. It has to be, to prevent like real fraud. And by definition, insider trading is essentially fraud, and fraud is a federal crime. So, you know, it's the people who get caught insider trading are, you know, those who have never opened a brokerage account before. And all of a sudden, you know, we see a spike of someone buying, pick a random stock, I don't know, Walmart. No one's ever traded anything. All of a sudden, Tuesday, you know, October 1st, they decide to open and buy 100,000 shares of Walmart.
Just before earnings release.
Bing, goes the little SEC computer. Why is Joe Schmo in, you know, North Kingston, Rhode Island buying 100,000 shares of Walmart? Oh, looks like Joe's cousin I see here is a COO at Walmart. So maybe we should investigate this. 2 days later, hello, it's the FBI.
So it's all computers, right? Like
all
it's
computers, yeah.
So the IRS says shitty computers.
Shitty computers.
We know this in depth, whereas the SEC has quantum computer.
And look, highly paid, you know, trained technical experts. You know, I would love to know how many software engineers work for the SEC and how many software engineers work for the IRS. I would love to know that statistic.
Also, how many, they're like Wolf of Wall Street, the dudes, like, didn't John Hamm play? Who were the regulators in the Wolf of Wall Street? Not John Hamm.
Oh, I don't
The
remember.
auditors, essentially, that were after Leo.
Yeah.
Like, that's a sexy job. It's not John Hamm. I remember the guy's face now.
You just equate sexy with John Hamm.
Yeah. Do you not?
No, of course, but that's what you think. Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's
The
just
only
sexy
auditor I've
is
ever
like
seen-
Brad Pitt.
Oh.
Even though he's like not Yeah, it's pretty sexy. Brad Pitt's pretty sexy.
Is this what we're doing?
I don't know. So what are you talking about? Auditors. Sexy auditor jobs.
The only IRS auditor I've ever seen on screen was Will Ferrell in Stranger Than Fiction, and they don't make it seem very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need more tax movies. What's your favorite
And
tax
books.
movie?
Probably Stranger Than Fiction. There's not. What are the other tax movies?
I don't know. It's trading. I guess Trading Places is like commodities trading, but I feel like there was a tax thread in there.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I feel like Clueless is kind of a tax movie. There's a few references to taxation.
I don't honestly
What
don't
are some
have
tax movies?
The only tax book I can even think of is David Foster Wallace's
King, yeah.
Pale King. Tax movies, not
Tax
sexy.
movies.
We got any executive producers listening to this? There's a
Taxes.
blue ocean out there. Oh, Shawshank Redemption. Yeah. Ooh, sexiest accountant ever
Yeah.
put on the screen. What was his name again?
I don't remember. Actually, that deserves a rewatch. I don't think I've seen that movie in years. Years.
Andy Dufresne.
Yeah.
That's right. Dufresne.
Fiction. Cool.
Wait,
Yeah.
this is a.
I'm gonna take 6 months off and write a tax screenplay about a scrappy young accountant. I don't know. I gotta do some workshopping on my plot.
Let's
Table that one.
let's table it for now. Keep us up to speed on it as you develop that one. You definitely need another project. Lord knows.
Speaking of pet projects, Jeff Bezos went to space in a dick ship, which is what I've been calling it.
This is gonna come out so late. This is gonna be so stale. But we're gonna talk about Jeff Bezos's
Dick ship every episode. How could we not?
Wait, so I forgot. We were talking about everyone's doing the great memes of him laughing like Dr. Evil, which he does sound just like Dr.
And
Evil.
looks.
But do you think that like Peter Thiel's accountants do the Dr. Evil laugh when that story came out?
Oh yeah.
They're like, like they found us out, but it's too late. Statute of limitations is over with
too
on this.
late.
Yeah.
They slipped under the radar there.
Are we going to start doing that laugh when we get
Mooha.
incentive stock options qualified?
Yeah,
qualified
ooh,
dispositions?
QSBS. Yeah, qualified.
Oh, every time
we do a
QSBS.
qualified small business exclusion.
We win an audit. Yeah. There we go. Now we're cooking.
Yeah, so Bezos went to space on a dick ship. I think my favorite part of that story is there's a New York Times article, and the headline was Jeff Bezos picks 18-year-old Dutch student for Blue Origin rocket launch. And me, being the person that I am, was like, oh, awesome. He picked like a high school student who won the science fair, who's underprivileged and showed an interest in rocket science. Nah. So the guy was he's 18 years old. He's the son of some billionaire hedge fund owner. So I'm sure they all had lots to talk about in there. Was like a 10-minute space flight or something.
Oh my God. Of course his name is Oliver. I love it. Oliver Damon.
Yeah.
Oliver Demon.
Cool. I mean, this guy looks like a nice kid. This kid's probably had a real nice life.
Yeah, he's probably cool. He's probably chill.
Yeah.
He's really handsome. You would have dated this kid in college.
No way.
1,000%. Look at this.
No way.
Okay.
No way.
You did date this kid in college.
I definitely did not date this kid in college.
So wait, did he pay $28 million, or he was the alternative, so he didn't have to pay?
No,
the first dude definitely was scared.
Oh, for sure.
Scheduling
a conflict. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't leave the office for 30 minutes. What kind of scheduling conflict would prevent you from going to space? I don't know, you're having a baby maybe?
That's not, I mean, that's one of our topics for later.
Oh, what a great segue. Speaking of having babies, data just came out that for U.S. birth and fertility rates for millennials are actually declining, which means we're not having kids. Bummer. Do you have any kids?
I have a fur baby.
You have a dog.
I love when people call dogs fur babies.
I don't.
It's so close to furry. I do not have a kid. You are waffling.
I'm waffling. Yeah, I go back and forth. I'm of... Clock's ticking over here a little bit.
If I have a kid, I'm going to adopt it. Boom. Recorded.
Okay.
Right here.
Okay. Yeah.
Not having my own kid.
That is definitely something that my husband and I have talked about. Yeah, I don't know. I think I want to have a kid, but I'm not ready right now. And I think a lot of millennials share that sentiment, right? It's there's a lot stacked against us where we make less money than our parents did at this age. Housing prices are way, way, way more than our parents had to pay for a house. You know, to buy a nice 2-bedroom apartment to raise your, you know, son or daughter in New York City in a neighborhood that has parks and, you know, schools that you like, what, 1.6 million dollars right now, which is what on a normal a person who's making.
How much is a gallon of milk, AJ?
I don't drink milk, but I think a gallon of milk is like what, $3?
Yeah. I just love that.
That's the best. Yeah.
Somebody listening to this in the middle of the country is like 1.6 million.
But no, you know, look, it's New York City. It's one of the most expensive cities, but it's not just New York, right? Now,
Yeah.
you know, us New Yorkers are ruining other cities like Denver and Austin, where, you know, we're driving up the prices everywhere. But it's not just us. It's the economy. It's, you know, to be honest, it's the boomers who ruined it for us.
There's going to be a lot of boomer hate on this podcast, probably.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think when it comes to the declining birth rate, a part of it for me is that children, I mean, the country's currently on fire. The thing that
Literally.
creates the biggest carbon footprint you can create is having a kid. Sorry to anyone that has one. And that's what it is for me. And then, you know, obviously our net worth as a generation, millennials and Gen Z, is trending downwards as compared to our.
Right.
I think if it was flat, we would be okay. But I think we're treading water. We're still trying to figure it out. If we're trending downwards as compared to our other generations, that's why we need to take care of ourselves. We got to put our own oxygen mask on. I mean, I don't know if we need the statistics. That's the narrative for me, backing up the statistics on us not having kids, and it's happening in a lot of countries, right? Like Italy and
Totally.
Japan.
Italy and Japan have been declining for years. You know, it's the first time like we're showing.
It's a good thing in my mind. Like,
I mean, the world is going to be overpopulated. It is overpopulated, you know, with global warming, things like that. You know, we're going to run out of resources. So the scientists say.
What do you don't?
No, I 1,000% believe that. I don't have data right now to back that up, but I have.
Well, Elon will snag a meteor.
Yeah.
And we'll have plenty of plutonium or platinum and.
Platinum.
What else do they have on those meteors? Is it even
Ice?
a meteor? It's an asteroid. Meteor's already come to Earth. Shit.
Right, meteor is when it enters the atmosphere. It's an asteroid when it's up there.
Asteroid mining.
Yeah. We should have my uncle on. He's an astrophysicist.
Sure.
I always enjoy conversations.
I want to play Terraforming Mars with your astrophysicist uncle.
Okay. Cool. What's Terraforming Mars again?
Board game.
Just kidding. I know what it is because I win every time.
You did win.
I did, yeah. We're very competitive. Sorry, I think we should back up and talk about, you said something, we're going to do a lot of boomer hate on this podcast. Let's define like what we mean by that. It's not that we hate boomers. Our parents are boomers. We know a lot of really smart, awesome boomers in the world. It's the boomer mentality that we dislike and actively make fun of. Can you describe the boomer mentality?
Well, I don't even know it's the boomer mentality. It's more like the outcomes of the policies over the past 20 to 30 years. The world's on fire. We're the first generation that has not done as well as the generation prior to. I mean, that's really what it is to me. Yeah. It's like, how did that happen?
But isn't it also like the attitude of the boomers who say like, you know, millennials are lazy because you know, they buy avocado toast and, you know, they go on vacations and they spend all this money and it's the failure to recognize like,
you can't go to college for a pack of cigarets.
I worked
chopping wood for a summer.
Right. Your parents say I worked all my way through college. It's like, well, what job are you going to get as an 18-year-old that's going to cover a $40,000 a year tuition? I would like to know. Yeah, I worked in college. I made about $400 a week, which covered basically my food.
Yeah. I mean, that mentality. Yeah, I mean, all the articles getting shoved down our throats that's not fun. I'm kind of over that. Like, I feel like those articles are for boomers to click on and read and feel good about themselves. But yeah, what do you mean click on
and read? Because they would have to print it to PDF and then ask you to email it to them.
No. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna make some jabs on the show. It's all in good fun. Right. So speaking of millennials, fun stuff. Do you want me to cover as the most recent traveler?
Oh, sure. Tell us. Love.
Amex's new.
We love to travel. Like everyone. I love when people are like, on their like Tinder profiles, like, what do you like to do? Travel. It's like, yeah, no shit.
It's not a personality trait.
It's a bug, not a feature.
Are you on Tinder often these days? Just reading the bios?
I am not personally on Tinder, but I have a lot of friends who I'm like
You're
the
an
love
over
doctor.
the shoulder.
Yeah.
You're an over the shoulder Tinder
I assist.
purveyor.
Yeah.
Right.
I
You love
assist with
it.
copywriting.
Nobody loves Tinder more than married people.
Yeah, it's the best.
People that didn't have and never had access to it.
I had access to it.
No one loves it more. So yeah, anyway, so MX is rolling out. If you have a MX Platinum, if you pay for a Clear membership, which if you've ever been at the airport and you see people flying through security and you're like, what the hell? Those people are
Those assholes.
rich. Those you too can
You
be
get
one
to
of
be
those
that
assholes.
asshole.
Yeah, you too can be one of those assholes, especially if you already have an MX Platinum, which already makes you half an asshole.
For the low price of $550, you too can be an asshole.
Right. So if you pay for Clear, which is like $170, $170,
Yeah.
you can use it. Amex will reimburse you for it on your credit card statement.
I already got my reimbursement on my credit card statement.
Same. You can now go. I haven't used it yet. I'm curious how it's going to go. I think you have to actually like go put your fingerprints. You can let crazy Uncle Joe track you now if you go to.
We need a sarcasm button.
Wah, wah. And yeah, so you can fly through security. So anyone that's got an MX Platinum or is waffling on getting one, you have a little bonus, new little bonus. Always trying to attract us 26 to 38-year-olds, aren't they? Those consumer products
And they
pushers.
got me.
They got us.
They
yes.
got me.
They got us. All right. So what else is that? I think that's all we have this week.
Yeah. I got one more for you.
Oh yeah.
Like, so, 2021, like everything is a subscription,
Oh yeah.
right? Like every company is like, subscription model. That is the way of the future. That's how we're going to keep those revenue numbers going up and up and up. So there's this article.
The original subscription. You ready? Rent.
Yeah. Subscription to a roof.
Subscribe to this house for a year.
Surfs. Everything's a subscription, right? So there's, you sent me this article that BMW is, they've got CarPlay in their cars, which is pretty cool. You just roll up, your phone works, you can play music, podcast right out of your phone in the car. They're going to sell subscriptions to like features of the car that were previously like free, like heated seats. So for butt warmers, you would have to pay like $8 a month to get your butt warmed in your, $85,000 BMW.
Does it take Apple Pay?
Probably. It definitely takes Apple Pay. Can you imagine if like
it's winter.
Your own car is like an Uber? So like, oh, there's snacks in the car, but you gotta like hold up your phone to like Apple Pay to get those Doritos.
I saw it tweet. I guess Tesla can order itself tires. Like it can take care of itself, like because of all the sensors. So someone tweeted, imagine you wake up to a credit card charge because your car bought itself new tires.
Honey, what is this purchase here?
Yeah, $2,000 because the car.
What is a Tesla?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, speaking of Teslas.
When the machines take over, it'll start with the cars, right?
Oh, for sure. Tesla, I saw a New York City yellow cab Tesla yesterday.
Cool.
It like blew my mind kind of. It almost hit me.
There's a lot of Ubers.
It actually almost hit me. Yeah, Uber I understand because someone buys a Tesla, wants to drive Uber for a little while, but this was a yellow cab medallion Tesla.
Okay, well, I guess we've turned the corner on climate change.
I guess so.
Yeah, we're
I
good.
think that's positive. Yeah, we're good.
All right, turn the AC up.
Yeah, 5% of the New York City fleet is now Tesla. Like, we've solved global warming.
We're good.
Congratulations.
Drill, baby, drill.
To all of us. Frack away, folks.
Frack away. Frack you.
Frack. Okay. That's a wrap, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Subscribe, like, do whatever you're supposed to do. We're brooklynfi.com/podcast. That's it.
That's it.